At 20, we bounce out of bed. After 45, we roll out of bed like a fragile cargo. How many of you have some kind of experience similar to what I just said? Fragile cargo. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today I want to talk to you about lessons that I learned in staying young so that I can bounce out of bed like I was 20 again. There are 3 lessons I want to talk about that did not work. One of them is intermittent fasting. About 3 summers ago, I did 2 32-hour fasts. I didn't eat for 32 hours, 2 times a week. In 4 weeks, I lost 20 pounds. And first time in my life, I had extreme 6-pack abs and I looked like Bruce Lee. And I thought I found a miracle. I thought I found the answer, so much that I gave an internet university a course, 3.5 half-hour course on losing weight by intermittent fasting, because I thought that was the secret of youth. But I learned something. It does work, and there's a lot of research behind it. However, from my experience, when it comes near winter time, I had a very tough time not eating, because my body, actually, when you're in a fasted state, you get colder, a few degrees colder. And so now it's harder to resist the cold. So I find even though it worked for that time, it was just temporary. I could not do it for the rest of my life until I rethink it and retry it. But I learned something, that just because it worked at one time does not mean it worked for the rest of the life. A second thing I learned from that something didn't work was when I got here 5 years ago with my wife, migrated here for like a missionary work to build up the church here. I got my first job as a kindergarten teacher after 26 years retired, and I got hired as a kindergarten teacher. I take it. And I want to lose body fat at that time, and so I heard that eating a big salad would work. So I did it for a whole year. Every day at the lunchroom, I would bring in a big salad, and I ate that salad religiously every day, Monday through Friday. Did not budge, did not lose any fat for a whole year, and I can't stand salads after that. A third lesson I learned that did not work is extreme exercising, like insanity. Why does it not work? You burn so much calories. There's so much high intensity. Why it did not work for me? Because I'm a little older now. And the research saying, actually, when you are a little older, especially when you pass 50, past 60, when you do extreme exercises, actually your body produces a lot of cortisol and it backfires. So it's not the same as when you were young. That's another lesson I learned. What does work? Well, we are all an experiment of one. You see this here, I use this biofeedback device. I just got it maybe 3 weeks ago. And it gives a lot of, along with the weight scale, it gives a lot of measurements, your body fat percentage, your heart rate, the variability, your sleep, everything. There's a lot of things. But what they say is that my main problem, so I have a biological clock of 33. That's what they say, according to my body mass ratio and my heart variability and all that, my sleep, my activity. They said I'm 33 in a biological age, but why not younger? So I asked myself, why can I even go to 20 so I can bounce out of bed? The main issue is I got about 30 pounds of fat. 30 pounds, and it's not all in the stomach. It's funny. It's actually a lot on my arms and a lot on my legs. So I'm realized for me to reverse my biological clock even further, going down so I can bounce out of bed, is the body fat. So I'm working on it. So what I learned that's just the last week, is that as we age, especially when we go past 50, 60, we should not Resistance training is one of the best way to build muscle. And when you build muscle, it's one of the best ways to lose fat because at a rested state, when you have more muscle, you burn calories automatically and spontaneously, just sitting, because muscle moves. The cells moves much more and it burns. So 2 times a week is all you need. So I do 2 full body workout on Wednesdays night and Sunday night, Sunday afternoon actually. And I do about 1 hour. That's all I need. I do a full body workout and 3 days of rest. If we do that plus power training, full body, it's something we all experience, something to try, and also look at research. 2 websites that I highly recommend, and that is called, one is called Senior Athlete. That's in the YouTube. Senior Athlete. That's for people over 60, but it's mainly for men. So, but the other one is a lot of women in it, and they are like 70s, 60s. They look like 30s, and that is called Health and Longevity. If you study these 2 websites, look at the way they do it, you too, one day, would bounce out of bed like a 20-year-old again. Back to you.